Now, ladies and gentlemen, the devs over at Valve working on Counter-Strike 2 could not have overwhelmed us with any more content, which is a good thing. With the whole CS2 release, the future major already planned for 2024 being in Counter-Strike 2 no longer in Go, alongside all of that, we've had the most data mines besides Source 2 content for new skins than we have ever seen before. Whole new skin collections, Zeus skins, 2 new knives. Just when we thought that was it, over 30 new skins were just found, not for any specific collection, but I want to take a look at them for today's video. If they'll be added to the game, my thoughts on them right now, and some more. Today's video sponsor is Market.CSGO. Market.CSGO is a buying and selling marketplace for your skins, but most importantly, a peer-to-peer site. So the wait times in between trading, buying, or selling are as low as possible. The marketplace has over 100,000 trades a day, and even a built-in tab to find the best deals to make the most amount of profit possible. It also has a built-in client via download or Chrome to make trading very profitable, but most importantly, as safe as possible. Selling is as easy as the click of a button with extremely low fees. That, of course, being 5%. Definitely one of the best in its field and gives you an edge versus other competition. Once you sell an item, it goes directly to your balance. From there, you can choose to cash out with many different options, many more than other rival sites. Market.CSGO is one of the best of its competition. With its low selling fees, scam-proof client, and a large amount of cash out options, I can't recommend this site enough. If interested, it'll be the top of the link in the description below. So very late last night, Jesus put out a video. I was recording Mando Monday, so I didn't really see this as a priority. And the main reason behind that is, though yes, a whole lot of new skins were found, just like the last DATAMINES and leaked skins we saw last week, I'm thinking these were scrapped skins that'll never be added to the game or already have from the past in one way or another. In Jesus' tweet, he said, "These skins have been reportedly datamined for CS2 using the VPK tool. They're unlikely to be intended for specific collections at this point, but they do show Valve has a ton of skins ready to go for future operations. M4 Gamma Doppler would be lit in CS2." And the original tweet was from the guy, Rick_WTF on Twitter. So these skins are very eye-catching, but they also look very outdated, which I firstly want to discuss. So some of them, as you can see, they do look a little outdated, meaning they just look like skins from when CSGO first came out. That being 2013, 2014, or at least when skins were added during the Arms Deal 2 update. The whole weapon was not covered in the skin. The M4A4 used to see that. We're seeing that here. We'll take this Desert Eagle for an example. It's one of the few that were actually added to the workshop years and years ago. This is the Golden Tiger Stripes, which this looks extremely old just in the workshop itself. This was posted December 2013, which is extremely old and makes me feel very old. And as you can see, it's not too detailed. It's just a normal CSGO skin. It's what skins were meant to be at the very beginning anyway. People making these said skins didn't really have and utilize the full potential when it comes to pattern-based and just stuff like that you see nowadays. Another skin we also see in here is the Glock Carbon Fiber. This is a pretty interesting one. I'd also love to see this in the game, and I believe this was a discussion on Twitter long before I started YouTube where this could have been added to the game. People were excited for it and just was one of those things that never came to be. The Glock Carbon Fiber kind of reminds me a little bit of the Fade. Somewhat has an oil spill type of feel to it, as you can see with the certain corners in certain lighting, whether it's dark or light. Maybe when you reload it or inspect it a certain way, it could be somewhat pearlescent as well, kind of like the Discotech, maybe like the Prince Stream, Nightwish headshot, you kind of get the picture. A very basic Glock skin, but was very exciting. This was added in July 27th, 2020. Now this isn't the exact same as this picture. As you can see, the grip and the actual firearm part of the weapon doesn't have any skin to it. It's just the top. So this is just one of those skins that could have been added a very long time ago. Valve could have bought it out or made it themselves and just had it in this collection ready to go. And what's the most interesting to me, you also have this op right here in the top left, which is just a red plain camo, very similar to what we saw in like Red Tiger and Call of Duty, or the full stop, which is on the UMP and a few other things in the game already. That would be pretty cool. Another reason it leads me to believe it's very old is it's not on the scope, and mostly every single op that comes out nowadays has the skin at one point or another carry on to the scope. And very similar to last week's video where we saw some skins already in the game, we have the AK Gold Light. Apparently that's what it's called. Barco Gold Light, not 100%. There's no way that they would add this to the game, in my personal opinion, because we already have the Gold Arabesque, a part of the Dust 2 collection from Operation Riptide. Though it is very cool, it would just be way too similar. It would definitely affect the price either on the new one or the old one, and it just wouldn't be as fresh and interesting. They also have the AK-47 Ultraviolet, the Marble Violet or the Ultraviolet for the M4A4. Now if we take a look at the bottom, they also have the M4A1S skins. This is what's caught most people's attention, such as Jesus, mine, and many others. These have the gamma finishes, which is weird but also somewhat makes sense. Now the reason it makes sense to me is we already have the Hot Rod, the Blue Phosphor, which is essentially the Sapphire, the Ruby, and now Now we're going to have the emerald, which would just make sense right there. We do have pattern-based skins like this. We do have the fades, but I guess on a main rifle, that's very limited. And we do know a case-hardened skin for the M4A1S was leaked a few years back and was never added to the game, so this just kind of adds into those in that collection. So the big one, will these ever be added to CSGO or now Counter-Strike 2? My bets and guesses, probably not. I think these skins are extremely old. I think Valve has had these in the back burner for probably the past 5 or 6 years, kind of just ready to go and release if they needed to push something out, like a random case, have a random operation collection, if they didn't have the time to go pick or possibly create their own skins for whatever they're working on. And if you don't think that's the case, just look at the skins themselves. They look extremely outdated compared to what else is on the workshop right now. Nothing's extremely detailed. There's no skin on the scope for any of the ops, and I'm not insanely picky with my skins. I don't care if it does or not nowadays, but I can't speak on the behalf of all the players now. A lot of people have standards, and that's just not it. Some of them would fly and would work, like the Gamma Doppler. Getting an emerald for the M4 would be amazing. The Sparkle Gold Light for the AK, which is essentially the gold arabesque. We've already seen that in game. It looks good. The Ultraviolet for the AK would also go very well, I think. People would enjoy that, but that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below. This just kind of makes me think of how much scrap content and how many scrap skins probably Valve has in the back burner. They have to have hundreds of these things, and it'd be very cool to see all of them one day unfold for what we could have gotten and go. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.